What is up, everybody? I am Grant Burton, this is Games with Grant, and I am about to start playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla once again. As you can see by my save file there, I am about 16 and a half hours in, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of this game. Before I get started, let me just state that I am getting some work done on my house at the minute, so if you hear any bangs or knocks or anything that doesn't quite sound like it's part of the game or coming from me, then that's what's going on. There's not much I can do about it, so I am sorry about that. Or maybe I'm not, because, you know, just put up with it. But today I am playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I will be talking all about Magic Mike XXL, my COVID vaccination, which I've just got back from, and a couple of other little bits and bobs. Well, let's get straight into the game, shall we? So I'm trying to figure out how to progress the main quest, and I think it's got something to do with this. I have a suspicious feeling that last time I played this game, I went to speak to this character, but my Twitch overlay may have covered up what I needed to do.
Have a look around. You may see a few new faces.
I want to see the Alliance map.
As I suspected.
Tell me more about Leicestershire. I should like to join Sigurd soon.
He traveled to a town called Repton to meet Ubba and Ivar Ragnarsson. As I hear it, they are on the verge of exiling the current king of Mercia, with the hope of installing a king of their own.
A bold endeavor. I should be there to help, however I can.
I think you should.
I won't keep them waiting.
Good. I will send word to Sigurd and the Ragnarssons, pledging your assistance. If I were you, I would go by ship. Repton is quite a distance north on the River Trent.
I should go.
Right. So now I can finally progress the main story. Oh, can I sit in there? Okay, nice little throne there. Didn't know I could sit in that. A little pointless though. So, where am I heading? Where is it? Is that it? Right. Okay. Tell you what, we'll raid that place on the way, why not? And actually, I will go there first. Or maybe there. Yes, I'll go there. Get some of these objectives out of the way first. So, first topic I want to talk about while we're travelling here. I've just had my COVID vaccination. The first of 2 COVID vaccinations. It was very quick, very easy. My appointment was for 9:10. I got in there for about 5 past, and I was out by 1/4 past. And didn't feel a thing. Barely even knew it went in. So, yeah, very quick, very easy. And now I have a better chance of fighting off COVID if I ever get it. My next vaccination is in May. So, you know, not out of the woods yet. I'm not suddenly impervious to this pandemic that's going on. But it's a step forward. Of course, one of the interesting things about me getting COVID vaccination, if you don't know, is I'm 29 years old, so I'm on the younger side at the minute for people getting it. The reason I'm on the younger side is because apparently I am vulnerable to COVID, and I did not know that. Of course, I know my medical history, I know what's been wrong with me in the past to make me vulnerable. I was just under the impression that I was A-okay, perfectly fine now. But no, apparently not. Apparently I should have been taking very special care and caution over this past year instead of going to work every day. But I've managed to not get COVID, so, you know, it's worked out. But it's the sort of thing that maybe the doctor should have told me that. Instead of waiting for this vaccination appointment to come up and then finding out that, oh, I should have been a lot more careful than what I have been. Not that I haven't been careful. But yeah, don't be worried or scared or whatever about getting the COVID vaccination. It's really quick, really easy, really simple. At least it was for me. No side effects yet either. Venomous.
I must be careful now.
Right. What is this place? Because there seems to be enemies around. Some sort of enemy outpost or encampment or something.
I need your eyes, my friend.
Nope. How the bloody hell do I do that again? There we go, that's what I wanted. Trying to get used to the controls once more because I'm playing a bunch of different games at once these days. Focus on all the treasure and whatnot once I have gotten this thing. Is this the guy? What's my power level at? Power level is 54, so let's not risk it with him just yet. For any non-British people watching this or looking at Assassin's Creed Valhalla wondering, is that what England's really like, or they're just Roman ruins all over the place? Yes, there are. So much so that this is kind of what my house looks like. Turns out I jumped off the wrong side of that. Didn't see where the haystack was.
This place is heavily guarded. Must be blocked from the other side.
Right, so how do I get in here? Come on. So no window, do I have to go in from the roof? Let's go in from the roof. Although I was on the roof before, I didn't really see anything. Right, I'm not seeing an entranceway here. Huh. Is it on this wall? Have I missed it? Or do I need to find a more secretive way in, like an underground passage or something? Let's see.
Show me.
Ah, so there is an underground passage. I'm going to assume it leads into there. So last night I watched Magic Mike XXL. Watched the first one a few weeks ago. This one is... it's not necessarily worse than the first one, but it's not better than the first one ever. This one has less story to it than the first one, I will say that. And in that the first one's like a crime drama kind of feel, but with strippers, or male entertainers as they prefer to go by. Whereas the second one is much more of a road movie about getting the gang back together and going on one last adventure together. I think this second one suffers from not having much of a story beyond that. It is just an excuse to have all the cast of the first film, back together, having some fun together. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does mean that there's just not a lot going on. So much so that by the time the end comes, you see them doing their performance on the stage, not getting into much spoilers here by saying that, I don't think. And then, et voila, there's the credits. There's very little, like, resolution to the whole film. But one thing I did appreciate from the second film, more than the first, is that it actually spends a lot more time developing the characters. So in the first film, the side characters like Matt Bomer, Joe Manganiello, Kevin Nash, they're kind of just there. They do have the odd line of dialogue here and there, but otherwise they are just sharing the scene with Channing Tatum and the kid. I can't remember who the kid is. This time around we actually get to dive into the characters a lot more. They do get a lot more to say and do in the film, and I really like that. And it feels like much more of an ensemble this time around. One of the big issues with the second film though is there is no Matthew McConaughey. And Matthew McConaughey in the first film was a really, like, pivotal, important character. And he was so charismatic, so likable, even though he was kind of the bad guy. His absence this time around is noticeable. It feels like the film is lacking someone on that level, someone who's just stealing the scene and who has this huge, like, level of charisma. But yeah, Magic Mike XXL, I will also say it's not as yellow as the first one. If you've seen the first film, you know it was directed by Steven Soderbergh. He has a habit of using various lenses and coloration on his films, and the first film was just ugly, I thought, because of that. Everything looked yellow. This time around it doesn't. It's got a different director, and I think it's a much better looking film than the first one. But yeah, Magic Mike XXL, not a bad film by any means. Enjoyable, fun, perhaps more so than the first one. But it does have a lot less going on. It does lack a little bit of purpose beyond just getting the gang together. Right, so what we got here? A harpoon implement. So what does this do? Impale an enemy with your harpoon and throw them in any direction. Using L. Enemies who strike objects or other enemies will suffer massive damage. So, okay. I mean, I've got a slot, so why not use it? Doesn't sound like the sexiest or best of abilities, but... Change the Twitch overlay real quickly. Mine. Right, so what am I gonna do now? I've just got a bunch of useless junk in here, which I need to sell. But so far in this game, I've not really found any real need or desire to sell all this stuff. Like, I get the money, but then you get weapons, but it's like, do I need the weapons? Not really. Right, so let's try and do this. Bless me, I've just sneezed there. I don't know if that was picked up on the microphone or not. Here's an interesting bit of trivia you might not have known. Sneezing doesn't make a noise. Yes, if you didn't know that, the reason people go achoo is all psychological, not physical. It's all because if you're there with somebody, you will make a noise to like let it be known that hey, you're sneezing. Whereas if you're on your own, you won't make a noise unless you're consciously aware that you're about to sneeze and you're just trying to conform. But yeah, sneezing doesn't make a noise. There's your little bit of trivia for the day. I think I've got some of the details and explanation of that messed up, but oh well. Right, I think I've got to blow my way in there. But how do I do that? Are there explosives or something hanging around somewhere? Let's have a look through the door, see if I can see anything. Oh, what's that up there? Ah, right. There we go. So this week I also finished a little known show called WandaVision. You might not have heard of it, it's a really small show on Disney Plus, the upcoming streaming service. I really think it might hit it off one day. I'm of course being very sarcastic here. How the hell do I get out of here? But yeah, not going to say too much about WandaVision because I'm going to be recording a full sit down, highly detailed spoiler review for it for my YouTube channel tomorrow. But suffice to say, I thought it was good. At times great. And at a couple of times not so good. But overall good. And if you're a Marvel fan, of course you definitely have to check it out. It's part of the MCU. And it's teasing a lot of things that might be making their way into the MCU in the future. So yeah, check out WandaVision, and keep an eye on my Filament TV YouTube channel, which is just my name, Grant Burton, on YouTube. Assuming everything works out well, I should be posting a full review this weekend.
Not to draw attention here.
Right, so how do I get in here? The door's barred. I've tried looking for openings and windows, and there doesn't seem to be any. Those secret passages do not lead here. So yeah, I'm a little unsure what to do here. I can't fit through there, can I? No, that's not gonna work. Wait, I think I know what to do now. Right. I think I figured it out. Yes, I do. I figured it out. Nope, that's not working. Maybe my aim is off a bit, even though it says it's in the red. There we go. I can get in there now. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. I was expecting to have some sort of fight here instead. Yeah. Oh well. Raffen Guard. New shield. Okay. Let's have a look at that then. Don't really use shields. I like to have two axes really. So how does this compare to the other ones? 48, 37, 45. It's not as good. Right, well I don't want that then. I'm gonna mix it up and I'm going to use a shield. Right. Let's move on now. So that place is all sorted. On my way up to the objective, so the next one is this one. So what's all this I'm hearing in the news about Meghan Markle? Don't really follow the news, don't really follow the royal family or all that lot, or the celebrity gossip and stuff like that. It's not really for me. But my understanding is that Meghan Markle has been interviewed by Oprah along with her husband, who is Harry, isn't it? It's Harry, yes? I'm gonna say it's Harry, even if it's not. You know who I'm on about. The ginger guy. And she's revealed some stuff about the royal family, particularly the way the royal family treated her. As an outsider, as an American, and of course as a person of colour, as a black woman. So it should come as no surprise to anyone that the royal family has some very old-fashioned, very inappropriate views and opinions on the whole world.
I told you we need to set fire to the house so the raid feels real.
I didn't forget it. You said you would bring it.
Ah, you fool! Must I do everything? Please do not distract us. We're trying to solve a problem here. We need fire to set the house ablaze. Think! How could you forget the torch? I told...
Look, this stranger has helped us.
Come here, Sprout! Who are you?
You wanted fire. There you have it. Though I get the sense you two are ill fit for whatever it is you're plotting.
This one takes us for a fool, brother. We sons of Ragnar have this well under control.
No, we do not.
Sons of Ragnar? I know of many, but never have I heard of Dull and Duller. What is your plan here?
We set up that abandoned house to practice a raid. Filled it with our most precious things to up the stakes.
Even master raiders such as we need to stay sharp, brother.
You better hurry.
Yes, for glory!
Please come with. I do not want to do this with my brother alone.
This raid will harden our legacy, brother. Clans will come crawling, begging us to join them. Our names will echo in the halls of Valhalla. And worry not, Budding Sprout. Together, we will grow you into a fine warrior.
I get the feeling we haven't much to teach him.
Go on, brother. Like we talked about. Blow these doors in like a punishing storm. Stand back, Sprout, and observe. You may learn a thing or two.
I am excited. You must hear it in my voice.
I cannot do it.
Gentle as a lamb. Stand aside.
Right, but anyway, back to Meghan Markle now that they've
Door is
done
not
talking.
opening. Ah, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, get rid of the royal family. They are pointless and useless and outdated, and the whole idea of praising this family because they were apparently born into it by God or whatever is just silly. But so yeah, as far as I'm concerned, get rid of the royal family. Now, how do I find the key for this place?
What do you see?
Ah, so they finally destroyed that, okay. I knew that's what I had to do, just couldn't destroy the crates before.
I found a way in!
It should be on the table.
Ah! That burns! I do not see it here!
No, we said to hide in the tent, remember?
Who was to do it? Not me.
Wrong again! Focus!
The bag's in the corner. I seem to remember putting it there.
This must be the key to the door.
Mother's axe. It's here.
Out of there!
Oh, thick-headed fools! I am unharmed, which makes you very lucky.
Smart, you mean? I must have taken Mother's axe out of the house, knowing this fool would forget it.
And left the key in its place. You two are as useful as a glass hammer. I'm leaving.
Do not listen to that drivel, brother. We must endure. The world will know us by name soon enough.
let's just adjust. Adjust of the royal family. Why do we need them? The whole idea of praising this woman is just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. What makes these individuals better than any other people? Nothing. Except in their view, they were born to it. And God appointed them to the role and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. You see, because if most people came out and said, I was appointed to this position by God, most people would be considered crazy. Not the royal family. No, no. Everyone believes them. And I'm not at all saying anything about religion here when I say this. If you're religious, that's fine, believe what you want to believe.
The guards here are vigilant.
I'm strictly talking about this family and the people in it, not the religion they follow. Tamworth Fortress. I've got a feeling I should not have come here, but oh well. Yes, it's a pretty big fortress actually, way bigger than I was expecting. I might not deal with this just yet. So there's a bunch of treasures and stuff here. What's that? Right. Let's head up to this one and then we'll head up there. Then we'll head to the objective. Because these points of... not points of interest, what are called these viewpoints, they're handy for later on. So it is worth getting them. Otherwise you're going to have to be doing a lot of backtracking going all over the place. So I'd rather do them now, get them out of the way, than going straight to my objective and finding out I've just got to do a lot of travelling to get around.
Something is wrong.
I don't know what that was about. But speaking of the Meghan Markle thing, something happened on TV this morning, I believe, with Piers Morgan, a guy who I absolutely despise. So Piers Morgan, I'm assuming he's known around the world because he has done other things outside of the UK. Horrible bloke, but I'm only vaguely aware of what happened this morning, but he basically walked off TV after saying he did not believe what Meghan Markle said. So, right. As far as I'm concerned, you can have whatever opinion you want of anything. But there are certain moments where you do not share your opinion. And this is a woman who had admitted to having, I believe, suicidal thoughts, who admitted to having like mental health problems at times, maybe, or issues, or whatever the correct terminology is. I'm not quite aware, so I'm sorry for that. But this woman basically shed her heart out for everyone to see and listen to, and Piers Morgan just said, nope, don't believe it, and that's horrible. Like, it's disgusting. Especially when you consider the fact that him saying it the way he said it, again, haven't actually watched this myself or seen it myself, but it could be even more damaging to her or anyone else. And he might as well have just came out and said, nope, don't believe in mental health problems, get over it, toughen up or whatever. And of course that's bullshit. Yeah. Get Piers Morgan off TV, I say. But I've been saying that for years. Piers Morgan has become one of those TV personalities that the whole reason of them having a job now is so that they can say controversial things. And at a certain point you've got to say enough is enough. Especially when so much of what he's saying is coming from an uneducated background. Like, he doesn't really seem to do his research into stuff. But anyway, I feel like I'm getting very negative on some of the news topics today, so let's get onto something that is good. The Great. So The Great is a TV show. Season 1 has just finished here in the UK on Channel 4, although it was out on Stars Play streaming service, I think last year sometime. But I don't have that streaming service, because there's not a lot on there. I got that streaming service briefly so I could watch Doom Patrol, which is another good show. But yeah, so The Great is set in Russia. I don't know the exact time period off the top of my head, but set in Russia about the Russian Emperor and his newly, I was about to say newly appointed wife, but that's not the correct way of phrasing that. And basically, he is an arsehole, he's a dick, and no one actually likes him, they're just scared of him. This is a comedy drama, it's actually very funny at times. It stars Nicholas Hoult as the Emperor, and I want to say it's Dakota Fanning, not Elle Fanning. 10 episodes, all about an hour long, comedy drama. They're playing Russians, but they're not putting on Russian accents. It's very much, if you've seen The Death of Stalin, it's a bit like that, where it's kind of played for laughs, and any accents that they did put on would just be distracting. But yeah, it's a very good TV show, and I thoroughly recommend it. A lot of fun. There are some twists and turns. I don't want to say what it's about exactly, but suffice to say, she is not happy in this marriage, so she starts to make moves to bring an end to this marriage. But yeah, The Great is great. And I'm looking forward to season 2. And I might, depending on when it comes out, I might get Stars Play for it, rather than waiting until it's on Channel 4. That's how much I liked it. Stars Play, I think it's only like £5 a month, so it's not a huge deal. I can do that every now and then. I'm about to die.
Not much longer, Core.
Oh, didn't even know he was up there. Right, where's all this loot that I need to get? It's beneath me, isn't it? Right. Probably shouldn't have came up here. Where do I go?
Try the other way.
Huh. There must be a door or an entrance somewhere. It's not in here, is it?
Hey,
Alright, well, we're
can't
going
do
in
this
here
alone.
anyway.
Odin, take you!
Watch each other's backs.
I can't help but notice that the enemies I'm facing here are tougher than expected. So I am in an area which probably shouldn't have went in. My attacks aren't having much impact, and their attacks are really weakening against me.
Nice smart. You should be...
You on a pike!
Here we go, I think we're getting somewhere now.
Wolf's tail. God damn you!
Oh crap. But yeah, in The Great, I really like Nicholas Hoult. He's been an actor over the years who I've appreciated from a distance, in that I can acknowledge that he's a good actor, but there's something about him I've never really clicked with. And now seeing him in The Great, which is a much more comedic and farcical role than he's used to, while also still being dramatic at the same time, it's a really good performance.
Eivor!
You know what, let's leave that till later. Because yeah, I've just noticed the border there, it is on the other side. So yeah, we're heading straight to the objective now. And let me adjust the Twitch overlay. But all of the casting, like there's a drunken war general who's at times perverse and inappropriate and at times funny. They really get the balance right, I would say there. There's a priest that Reminds me a lot of Rasputin, and I'm not sure if that's the vibe they were going for, but it certainly has like a sort of look to him about that. But he's great as well. One thing I will say is that they've clearly put a lot of budget and time into the costumes. The costumes are brilliant, really, really good. You see them walking around with like furs and foxes on their shoulders. Sometimes it looks a little silly, but at the same time it looks like, yeah, that's actually quite cool. The way in which it plays with colours is great, but at times it is noticeable how almost all of the series takes place in like 3 or 4 rooms in this building. So it is limited in that way on, but it works. There are twists and turns, there are surprises, there are big shocking moments. A lot of it is played for comedic effect. Is this where I meant to get off? No. But yeah, I thoroughly recommend The Great. It might not be for everyone. I think some people will want it to be a bit more serious than what it is.
Save it, Repton.
But
Sigurd should be here with the Ragnarsons.
I do recommend it.
Hold here. Hold on.
Alright, we're finally progressing the main story now. Feel like I'm getting somewhere in this game after, what, 17 and a half hours it must be now, almost. Let's get this waypoint done first before doing anything else. It'll also give me a good view of the place so I know exactly the lay of the land, let's say. So here's where I'm at with this game. I like it, but I don't love it. Every time I play it, I kinda wish I was playing a better RPG. It really does not feel like an RPG at times. Outside of the skill trees and the inventory system and all that, that's the only real RPG elements. But I don't feel like my actions are impacting the story at all. That's the big problem. For me, in RPG, I have to be impacting the world story, the characters around me, and I have to kind of be making it my own, whereas this isn't doing that. I also feel like it's pushing Assassin's Creed forward in one element, but then it's relying too much on past Assassin's Creed formulas and elements in other ways. So it ends up being a mix of the good stuff of past Assassin's Creed, mixed in with new elements, mixed in with the bad stuff of past Assassin's Creed. It's not perfecting anything, I don't think. Although I do really like the combat. Right. So where's Sigurd? Let's find him. Oh, here we go.
Who stands before Ivar Ragnarsson? Are you Sigurd Drenger? Igor!
Eivor. If you keep that up, I'll stay in the floors.
The place could use some color.
Who are they?
All spies. Dressed to look the part of a peasant. Got feisty. Pitchfork. From this rabid little one. Was a time when you met and slew your enemy on the field before they could dream of things like sending spies!
now we shake hands and make deals.
Not my thing.
I figured.
I love them whipped, weeping, and reeking of piss. Hey! Good boy. You're free, Saxon piggy, to run amok through the Mercian fields.
I would have let him down easy.
Follow me. I'll give you the tour.
What do you call this place?
I call it the shithole. To the Mercians, it is Repton. Their most revered kings are buried below the... Their most revered kings are buried below the church. Imagine their weeping when we drove them out.
You plunged your knife deep into the heart of this kingdom.
That is right. We've got a number of Saxon nobles lined up with their lips puckered, ready to kiss our asses. The only holdout is King Burgred and his war thane, Leofrith. But my brother is brewing a plan to deal with them.
I take it that's where we'll find my brother.
Right. Talkers they are, Uba and Sigurd. Might want to dig the wax from your ears.
One thing you gotta remember about this game is you are playing as the villains. The Vikings and the Saxons and so on. Not the Saxons. The Vikings were the invaders. They came in, they killed people, they pillaged people, they stole from the locals.
I know Burgred sent
They
a
were
bear
not
gelt your
good
way.
people.
Enough of you.
I'm not going anywhere, Backrut. You have the king on his heels because of me. Because of my men.
For which you were paid. But that price does not change because you have caught a whiff of our Hacksilver hoard.
You forget I am a sellsword. I ask what I please, and I take what I'm owed.
If I wanted to hear you talk shit, I'd gouge out your tongue and shove it up your ass. Now fuck off.
Haggling over silver is a bad look for the son of Ragnar Lothbrok. But worry not, Uba. I have the warriors you need.
This is one of them. My worries have vanished.
Eivor, Wolf-Kissed, you have come at just the right time. Uba and Ivar here are hunting a king.
And when we've caught him, we mean to crown another. Our dear Thane Ceolwulf here.
It's not a role I begged for, but it's what Mercia needs just now. A man to fairly rule both Saxons and Danes.
I can't imagine the current king is too happy about all this.
Burgred is furious, of course. But this is our new reality. And I won't sit idly while he drags our kingdom through the dirt.
The king has refused our offers of peace. Ceolwulf means to change that. There'll be a new king for a new England.
For now, Burgred is holed up in his fortress at Tamworth, making a final stand.
Another shithole. Only further south.
We've held a siege there for weeks to no effect. So, no more knocking. Now we batter the gate to splinters. If we take Tamworth, remove Burgred and crown Ceolwulf, come morning the Shire is ours. And Mercia soon after.
Yes, remove. I cannot stress that enough. Burgred is not to be harmed. My legitimacy as king hangs on this one simple fact.
You rob all the joy from war, Saxon.
Not every victory needs to be marked by the slaughter of a king.
But it is much better.
His request is fair, Ivar, and we will honor it.
Ceolwulf betrayed his present king. Maybe tomorrow he betrays us too. Why trust him?
How can I answer that with any hope that you'd believe me? I only want what is best for the people of Mercia. And I want what's best for my son. In Burgred's Mercia, where Danes and Saxons murder one another daily, it's not possible.
This is a good plan, brother. I'm ready for the coming fight.
Agreed. Yet remember this. Whatever you stand to gain here, so do we. An alliance between my clan and Mercia's crown.
See this man installed on his throne and you will have it. I swear.
The bold sons of Ragnar bellow to sound the spear din and the thunder of shields. So let fall the arrow storm. The battle begins.
Ah! You never said this one was a poet.
I need to piss.
We have a forward camp just north of Tamworth. Will you go with us?
Lead the way.
Take in the sights of Repton if you like. We will be at the docks when you are ready to go.
I'm glad you and your brother have come, if only to bring some measure of calm.
Ease yourself, Ceolwulf. We all stand to benefit, and you'll be remembered for this, for years to come.
For all the wrong reasons, I fear.
Lively town.
Right, so
Quite a lot to see here.
what's going on here then? Northumbria. Up in my neck of the woods. The name conjures visions of Hadrian's Wall, very next to where I live. Misty Jovic, and Danish Thames and Saxon house calls staring at mobs of howling pikes through flurries of snow, yet the name simply means north of the Humber River. Bloody geographers and their lack of imagination. Ivar and Uber. Ivar and Uber Ragnarsson were two sons of the legendary Ragnar Lothbrok. When Ragnar was killed by the Northumbrian king Aella, his sons sought revenge, and so began the invasion of the great heathen army. Legendary in their own right, Ivar and Uber led their army through many conquests across the Anglo-Saxon Heptarchy. They invaded Northumbria and got their revenge on Aella by way of the Blood Eagle, a ritual execution, the details of which I will omit, as I have just had my lunch. From there, the brothers invaded the kingdoms of Mercia and East Anglia, yet not merely for pillage and plunder. The brothers wanted control. It was the thrones they were after, and there wasn't much in the way to stop them. Here's an interesting bit. Throughout his campaigns, Ivar earned himself the nickname the Boneless, though it is not clear why. He may have suffered from a rare degenerative bone disease. Some tales speak of him as having a fluid fighting style, as if he had no bones beneath his skin, while others say the name was coined because of a certain performance issue. I think it's fair to say the Danes are of a former camp, and the Saxons are of the latter. Ceolwulf II. Ceolwulf was the king Thane, or noble, who was believed to have belonged to the Sea dynasty of Mercian kings. He served in King Burgred's court during the Danish invasion of Mercia, but like many nobles during his time, defected from the king's side when the going got tough, i.e. when the Danes started winning. Ceolwulf was looking to make the best out of a bad situation, and most likely had the support of nobles who didn't want to die. So he made a pact with the Danes to make him king, a move he hoped would spare his kingdom of their wrath. Talk about a back alley rise to the top. So yeah, the sons of Ragnar, home to the king of Mercia. Eivor is to meet Sigurd in Repton, where Ivar and Uber Ragnarsson are plotting to dethrone the Mercian king. So yeah, I'm heading into Northumbrian territory now, it seems. Yeah, not quite there yet. But according to the map, Newcastle, where I'm from, should be like here, I think. I haven't done my research, but Jorvik might be the early days of Newcastle for all I know. But anyway, let's get on with it. After I just... I should visit a shop actually and get rid of some of the crap that I've gathered.
Welcome. This could come in very handy.
Sell
I'm
all
only buying these
trinkets.
because I like you.
Let's see, what can we buy? Random stuff, it seems.
That's a good one.
So that's a two-handed sword. I don't really want a two-handed weapon, though. Needler. It's a small dagger. That looks like a bow.
It's just your style.
What we got here? I'll buy that, why not?
You clearly have an eye for these things.
Yeah, I'll buy that as well, why not? Decorate my town when I get a chance. Don't see the need of buying hairstyles just yet. What's this? Treasure maps? No, fantastic fishes and where to find them. I don't need that.
Shame. I will see you later, friend.
Okay, back to the mission. What's that? Don't think I've seen that before. Huh. Hold on. How do I get the legend up? Flighting. Alright, I'll do that. They are quite fun sometimes.
I've heard all Danes are cursed with slow brains and fat tongues. Care to prove me wrong?
Most men choose to be loud or stupid. Impressed that you manage both. I will take you on.
Brilliant. Some flighting spirit. How about a wager?
Here.
Thank you.
Let us begin.
I have sparred against champions and bested each one.
Prepare to taste bitter defeat once our battle is done.
Oh, terrible. You're a misfit, a half-wit, a foolish old grouse.
You're a weakling, a milksop, a catcher, a louse.
Brilliant. I'm the greatest of flighters, a master of verse.
Your pride is appalling, and your rhyming is worse.
Got you there, young Irv? Ha! I'm impressed. You are as sharp as that axe on your belt.
As promised, I will have my winnings now.
Take the gold. You've earned it.
That wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be.
Bring the men to the gates of Tamworth. We'll flood the fields, and Burgred shall weep at the sight of what the future holds for this kingdom. Eivor, is your axe sharpened?
I'm ready for the spear din.
And the thunder of shields, yes. It's good to have you with us.
To fight beside such legends is an honor. I've only heard tales of your conquests. Now I get to live them.
We'll weave our sagas together. Thread upon thread.
Come on, boy. We'll forge a man from your softness, hammered on the anvil of
One
war.
does not need to fight to be
Move! Move!
Calm, Ivar. The fight's not here.
Aye. The fight is nowhere to be found in this boy.
A boy who happens to be Ceolwulf's son. Why is he not in his quarters?
Our future king wants a battle-hardened heir. Time he proves his worth, don't you think?
Can't be an heir if he's dead, Ivar. Can he wield a sword?
I've had some training. I don't want to kill anyone. These men are my friends. My countrymen.
Relax, little king. They won't call you friend now. You can thank your father for that.
Ivar!
He comes with us. And should anything happen to this little sprout, I will bear the punishment our future king inflicts.
He'll want to remove your head.
Haha, you hear that, boy? You die, and I'll have to kill your father, too.
Mount up,
Right,
Eivor.
travel to Tamworth.
It's a long ride to Tamworth.
You'll have to endure, my brother. He always finds new ways to humor himself.
I'll keep that in mind.
And both eyes open.
You smell that, Jailbird? The stink of jealousy, of our budding friendship, I think.
What is Ceolwulf's son doing in Repton at all?
It's Ceolwulf's way of proving his loyalty. And there's no safer place for a traitor and his son than the middle of a pack of Danes.
Safe from who? You and Ivar seem to have brought this giant to hell.
Beards are with us, the common folk. But Burgred still has his soldiers all over Mercia. They're devoted to him, and they'll die defending him.
Your voice, Eivor. You sound different than the brothers.
Good ear, Lord. Most in England cannot tell the difference. Not all Danes are Danes.
From where do you come, if I may ask?
North of the Danelands. A place called Thornburg, in Norway.
I didn't know there was land north of there. What are the people like?
Do you ever see a herd of sheep follow each other off the edge of a cliff? They're like that. The ones who remained, anyway.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Was it a mass exodus from Norway, then?
It was. Norway is now the province of a young king, Harald by name. A boy wise beyond his years.
Are you not angry that he has displaced you and so many others?
I was, for a time. But our weeks at sea have softened my brow fire. If I am honest, I realize I quite admire King Harald. By words and by weapons both. He has pacified the country I call home. For the first time in any man's memory, or any Skald's song, Norway has one king. Just one. And that is quite a feat.
That is impressive, truly. England is half the size of Norway, and yet we have 4 kings for our 4 kingdoms.
You see? How could I not be impressed? No, Harald is a good man with grand ideas. I can see that now.
I am only 6 years his junior and have yet to see my first battle. I cannot imagine the skill and cunning he has.
Your first battle is coming, young Jailbird. From this day on, you may see rapid progress.
I'm not sure I want so swift a rise.
So this is turning into be quite a journey.
It is my father who
Doesn't help that we're just trotting along rather than going in any hurry.
My father gifted my birthright to Harald without my consent or knowledge. As easily as if he might hand over a barrel of mead. It was not merely a deception, it was a betrayal of trust. The prick of which still stings me.
Be it a blessing or a curse, Family is always first.
A good line, boy. Were you not an atheling, I would hire you as my skald.
Skald? It sounds something like Scott, our court poets. Is that what you mean?
Right again.
Fascinating. The harmony between our words and yours is quite something. As if we were distant cousins, separated by an ocean of time as well as space.
I like the thought of that. I do.
Finally, we're picking up the pace. It's almost as if we weren't actually heading somewhere before. We are currently heading to Tamworth. It's worth saying that, if you don't know, Tamworth is still a place to this very day. Never been there myself, I don't think. Yeah, not keen on them just ploughing through them foxes like that, but not much I can do about it.
Look at these pagan rats. Ravenous, unseemly beasts teeming over holy ground.
Have a care, Lord. These pagan rats outnumber us.
I can see that, fool. What do we do about them?
I advise we strongly consider their demands, Lord. We won't survive a fight.
Is that you, Leofrid? How quickly you recover! I'm beginning to wonder if it is a man or a god beneath all that armor.
A man of God stands before you, Ivar. Proud and resolute.
That's Burgred's Warthane. Killed a dozen of our men in an ambush along the River Trent. It was Ivar's axe that stopped him.
That is a poor description of a perfect 30-yard toss.
Enough jawing, heathens! Speak your peace! We've come for your crown, Lord.
With or without your head attached.
I admire your ambition, pagan. But what you ask is impossible. No Dane ever has or ever will occupy Mercia's sacred throne.
Would you settle for a Norse? We're not as gentle, but we're much better poets.
Norse, Dane, dog. You're all the same to me. All godless.
My king, may I suggest a more measured approach to this?
I grow weary of this palaver. You have trampled our lands, toppled our monuments. We've given you silver, fed your people. And yet, in spite of all this, your encroachment on my kingdom continues. No more! We will die defending what is ours, whatsoever the cost. If you want my crown, Uber Ragnarsson, you must pry it from the hands of my bloodless corpse. Man the walls!
I mean, he's making this a very easy decision because he doesn't sound like the friendliest of guys.
Round up the men. We're taking Tamworth tonight! Eivor, tell the captain we're ready to march. Eivor and I will round up the men. You know your way around a battering ram.
I've seen them in action.
I want you at the helm of ours. You're strong and agile.
I'll be there.
As will I.
Have I gotta ride my horse now? Is that what they want me to do? Right, I tell you what, I am gonna end the stream here today because I'm gonna go watch Wonder Woman 1984 for the first time, and that's a 2.5 hour film, so I need to put some time aside for that. I plan on doing a full review for that on my Film and TV channel again this week, which will hopefully land alongside my review of WandaVision. So, if you've liked the stream, why not follow me if you're watching it live on twitch.tv/the_Grant Burton. Or if you're not watching live, if you couldn't make it live, that's perfectly fine. You can get it on YouTube, which is just Games with Grant on YouTube, to catch all of my streams, all of my VODs, and of course edited videos such as my review of Cyberpunk 2077 and Hitman 3. If you want more film and TV content from me though, why not go over to my Film and TV YouTube channel, which is just my name, Grant Burton, on there. Recently done a ranking of all the James Bond movies, and I also posted a playthrough of Astro's Playroom on my Film and TV channel because I combined it with a video where I'm talking all about fun film and TV questions, where I'm answering like, what's my favourite TV show, what's the worst TV show, what's the best theme song, so on and so forth. A bunch of TV shows, I answer all the questions about them. Check that out, Grant Burton on YouTube. And finally, you can go to Twitter and Instagram, follow me at the_Grant Burton if you want all of my thoughts and opinions up to date as I get them. Otherwise, this has been Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I've been Grant Burton, and you've been watching Games with Grant on Twitch. Thanks for watching.